Hi beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel, Beautiful Awakening with Shantia. Welcome to another pick a card reading with me. So in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be looking into your month of November, seeing whatever energetically wants to show up for you. I'm so excited to see whatever wants to come through. I already went ahead and pulled some nakshatra cards for each group, which helped to give me some impressions for what's coming up for each of you. In the groups, each of the groups, and I also scried with your crystals as well. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out the Purnavasu transit video where I talk about Jupiter's transit. It's going to be in Purnavasu a total of 10 months, so that started in August and it's going all the way until June of 2026. And I think this is especially special because Jupiter is essentially transiting through its own nakshatra. It's specifically at exaltation in Pushta Nakshatra at 5 degrees, Cancer, which we'll probably be experiencing next year. But if you're interested in looking into those energies, go ahead and check that out. Currently, I'm working on getting all my slides together and all the information together for a huge project that I've been putting together. And at first, this was going to be the Purnavasu Part 2 video where I extended this discussion talking about the effect of nourishment in our lives, and it ended up being a study on serial killers. So I still don't even know what I'm having to censor. I've never done a darker topic like this before. I personally am not into horror. I'm not into those darker movies. Those are the movies I don't watch. You know, I go to Hallmark if I need to lift me up every once in a while. But definitely getting into that darker genre was interesting. It didn't terrify me because I see the darkness, the shadow for what it is. It's just a shadow. And that's essentially what I studied. I went ahead and took apart and looked into 12 profiles. I'm going to be breaking down, I think it's 6 different movies or shows for this, and we're going to get into the specifics of the psychology of the mind of the monster inside. So if you guys are interested in that, check that out. I'm planning on uploading this by Halloween. So Halloween falls perfectly on a Friday. I was like, that is a perfect day to upload this video. And I think people are going to be really intrigued. So I'm going to be doing a Vedic Astrology breakdown as well as just my own personal psychoanalyst breakdown of these energies. But then you're also getting the deeper Vedic chart, and oh my gosh, the themes, the commonalities were common. The commonalities were very much in common as far as looking at these different profiles. I was surprised at how many a lot of these people had in common. So that just goes to show you when it comes to our own psychology, if we dive into it, we can actually understand ourselves better. And we're not all that different, and it's not all that of a difficult thing to overcome because every single one of us is trying to find a way to uplift ourselves. And with this Jupiter in Purnavasu transit, that is exactly the theme. I will also be starting the moon series soon after I complete this upload. Let's go ahead and get into introducing the groups. So for November's reading, the theme I was actually getting was the month. This is going to be the month of nourishment. I was getting an energy of calmness, stability, and I hope you guys are very much picking up what I'm putting down for this reading, and I can't wait to see the specifics of what each group is focusing on for this month of November. All right, group number 1, you have pyrite. Group number 2, you have serpentine. And group number 3, you have Botswana. Let's go ahead and start your meditation. All right, group number 1, if you chose pyrite, we're going to go ahead and start with you. Hey group number 1, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and share my notes with you guys. And then I also have the oracle card design that I will be referring to for your month of November. So the first thing I was picking up, oh, by the way, the Nakshatra card, might as well reveal it right now. The Nakshatra card I got for you guys is the Joker. So we have the Joker here. And he is sitting on a crescent moon with some binoculars, dressed up and decked out. You flip it over, we have Shravan Nakshatra. So this is the 22nd Nakshatra that sits in 10 degrees to 23 degrees, 20 minutes Capricorn. So the first thing associated with Shravan Nakshatra is hearing. So this month is going to be important as far as you observing here and listening and being receptive. So part of this is intuitive messages that are coming to you. They're always coming to us. This is what I teach on my channel. Definitely use your intuitive, your multisensory essence. Use that. Use those abilities within you. Shravan is about being receptive and listening. Shravan is also ruled by moon. So it's a very receptive nakshatra. And then of course it has that influence of Capricorn with Saturn. So this is about receptivity and receiving that insight, but in understanding that there's a practicality to how this is applied. So this is a very good nakshatra for people who give really good advice in the real world, right? These people might be talking to you about the importance of being in your body, being present, understanding the practical approach to how to engage with people. So someone who has this nakshatra who comes to mind is President Obama. Right, he's very logical and practical as far as giving advice, but he's quite receptive and insightful in terms of understanding, being diplomatic in the country and running the country, but being diplomatic when it comes to relating to other people. He's always very considerate of how he treats other people, how he talks to them. So this might be, I'm getting an energy of connecting to others, where, you know, you're going to be having some maybe beautiful, intimate conversations about life. Someone could be receiving advice or insight from you. But I think the Joker is a really interesting take. You know, when I chose the cards from the deck, it was randomized, so I didn't choose it. I let Source choose what nakshatra went on what card, and I would think, you know, the Joker's not quite serious. But the cool thing about this connection to the Joker is that we shouldn't take life so seriously. By the end of the day, that's what Source is always telling us. Don't take it so seriously that you don't enjoy it. But do you understand that there's a practicality for how we can approach things? And I think this is sort of my take on life that I'm learning how to embrace for myself when it comes to how I engage with people, not taking myself so seriously. Because there have been times where I feel like I've been too I take things too seriously, and it turns out not to be a big deal. So what I've learned is to not take anything too seriously in life, because we can all move on and move forward. And it's really the energy of flowing with life, moving on and moving forward, that it helps you so much. Sometimes people, they take life so seriously to the point where they're feeling this immense pressure. And I was listening to a podcast today, and someone was talking about how they were just so intense as a kid and as an adult because they took life so seriously, and now they're learning how to enjoy it in their older years. And so I always wanted to, for myself, try to figure out what was the roots, like what's the secret to happiness younger, because I don't want to live my life feeling regretful or feeling this weight of pressure on myself. And that was always the important thing, because I was a serious kid, and I had to learn how to age backwards, not take things so seriously. And that's what's helped me to move through a lot of things, just not take it so seriously, not feel this, put this pressure on myself. So I think that's part of the beautiful advice from Source. Also, be patient with yourself, be patient with the process is what I was picking up for this energy. Whatever it is you're learning how to work on or master, be patient with the process. You know, there's no race, there is no rush through anything in life. I know people always say this, and I don't agree with it. It's this idea that we don't have enough time. And I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I have time to, I honestly plan on living as long as I possibly can. But I don't live my life thinking I'm running out of time. because that makes me anxious. So instead, I just think of time as circular. If my life ends, I understand that there's an afterlife, right? And you just move on. You just move forward. So I hope we can learn how to, as a culture, understand the importance of just moving forward, embracing what happened in the present moment. If someone passes away, embrace those memories and cherish those memories that you got to have with them, and then move forward. Move forward. They've moved on. Believe me, their spirit has moved on. You can move on too. So with the pyrite here, so pyrite, interestingly enough, is connected to Capricorn energy, right? So it's this block of fool's gold. But when I was looking at it for your group, I was actually getting more of an intensified gold. It felt like real gold. And to me, this made me think of the golden ratio and living a golden life. Have you ever heard that song? Living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. That's what I'm getting for the month of November for you. This is going to be a month where you take the time, and you're being encouraged to take the time to cherish those precious moments, but don't hold on to it. Keep moving forward every day, understanding that every day is a fun adventure that you get to have at every age. And I actually think that's part of the cure to the illnesses that people get in old age. I think it has to do with a lot of pressure that they went through in life, a lot of frustration. Dementia, I think, is a part of people needing to forget so that their load is lightened in some way, because they probably went through life so serious with this intense pressure at the back of their mind that was just putting so much pressure on them. And then Source says, we're going to alleviate you of that pressure. We're going to make you forget all those things that made you feel so heavy in life so you can feel light again. But it's also going to make you forgetful, and it's going to be hard for those around you who have the memories that you seem to be forgetting. That's my theory. But I was getting this energy that perhaps in this month you'll be perfecting some sort of technique, something that you've been working on. So this could be work related, this could be a promotion. If there's some sort of ambitious project that you've been wanting to pursue, I feel like this is a month where you're going to be hitting right on target, or just finding a way to tune into it like you haven't before. This might have to do with some deeper inherent confidence that's starting to come out inside of you. And that's kind of the thing with Saturn. Everyone says that Saturn doesn't give us any good things, but the thing about Saturn is it makes you appreciate the present moment when you go through those difficult challenges in life. And it actually teaches you, if you really look at it, the deeper conscious depth of Saturn is it teaches you how to enjoy life. But you are the agent of change. You have to be the alchemizer. So if you're a very pessimistic person, of course Saturn's going to look like delay and destruction on your life. If you're a powerful alchemizer, you're going to look at Saturn and you're going to be like, strong bones. How can I build strong bones so that I can sustain through life? So there might be some sort of promotion recognition coming in this month, but this has to do with something that you've been sincerely putting your heart and soul into, that golden heart energy. This could even be something when it comes to connections, people, whatever. There's something you're channeling when it comes to your heart that's very beautiful. Also, I think it's interesting that this month is going to be Thanksgiving. If you live here in the United States, this is a month of gratitude, right? Where we remember to appreciate one another. And that's what I'm definitely picking up for this month. So there's also something about building character. Building character, how important it is for this group. I'm getting that you've been really putting the work into yourself to build your character, right? And the Joker understands it's a character in a play. But it also understands it's here to experience the play, enjoy it, observe it. So some part of you, right, your being is objective, has an objective viewpoint on how it's viewing this play and you as a character, but you're still the character and you can enjoy it, is what Source is telling you. But it also tells you to detach, don't take it so seriously. Pyrite is also connected to this energy of stability and calm. Now, this is what inspired your Oracle card design. When we zoom into this, we have sort of a Japanese, it almost looks like a Japanese designed dining room is what I'm picking up. And it looks so filled with warmth. So it's interesting because when I typed into AI, I was actually hoping they would kind of put some gold into the image, and they didn't really. They gave me warm woody tones and sort of like golden rust tones. So it felt more aged, like aged wine. That's the energy I was getting. And at the table, we have this sort of singular plant that's there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, that's beautiful. It could be bamboo. It could be an orchid of some sort. It looks like we have a refrigerator and a table. So that's perfect for the Thanksgiving theme for you guys. When I'm channeling, I'm not thinking that hard. I didn't look at that picture this hard. I usually come and channel looking at the picture when I sit in front of the camera, because I already get so much from the nakshatras and from scrying that I didn't want to overload myself with information. But I'm definitely feeling and picking up this energy of Thanksgiving, perhaps around connections and family, understanding that you've been building memories with the people that you get to celebrate life with. So this definitely feels like a nostalgic month for you, group number 1. It looks like you're going to be spending some warm moments with families and friends who you care about and having some intimate, sweet conversations as well. And we have this warm light filtering through. So that, to me, that feels like divine grace and protection of life, the sunlight, the warmth coming in. Let's go ahead and pull some cards for you guys, see what else wants to come through for your month of November. Oh, I also like the simplicity in the oracle card design. It feels so simple and clean. I love wood. Personally, I'm a woodsy person. If my dream house would be wood. All types of wood would be absolutely my dream. But I'm definitely seeing, I love the simplicity of the wood, and the wood, as time goes on, wood ages. You know, it develops these nicks and character. Right, so there's this thing about you are this beautiful aged wood, which over time looks more and more beautiful. And let's just say that you had a wooden table that passed in your family. What's so beautiful about that is that you have all these nooks and crannies of in the table, the memories associated with them. And this also reminds me of a show on Hallmark called, what is it called? It's about the 3 generations of women. Okay, I'm going to post it here, the title of the show. But that show, which is sad, I watched all of it. I watched all the seasons, and for some reason I can't remember what it was. But it's about time travel and multi-generational household where all these women have memories, and they actually have furniture in the house that was there for hundreds of years, I think, a few generations. Okay. Ooh, beautiful. So you guys got 6 of Swords. Okay. We got 10 of Pentacles, which connects me to family and Pyrite for sure. We got 6 of Wands. Yeah, so there's an element of pushing through. The man who has the pole here and the man who has the pole here, they feel like they're the same character. Pushing through, right? 6 of Swords, it's about pushing through those chunky, chaotic waters and moving into calmer shores. And this is going to be part of a mentality that you take with you for this month, is to not take on this heavy load, but to push through any choppy waters, to know you're constantly moving towards the light. Also to know that this is an intention. To constantly move towards the light is an intention. To live by it, it's a habit. It's actually a habit. And I think sometimes people think we have to go through... I'm almost questioning this at this point in time in my life. I don't know that the drama has to happen unless we think it has to happen. So initially, there's drama in our life when we're young because we're learning our programming, and initially the programming we're brought into is a bit chaotic and the world is a bit chaotic. And then that's where you start adulting, spiritual adulting. You start using your willpower to decide what kind of life you want to live, what kind of life you want to create for yourself. And you can choose to go towards the light or towards the shadow. As the Monster Inside video will show you, that was choices that people made over a long period of time. They made a series of choices over a long period of time that moved them in that direction. And it's almost like when you make moving towards the light a habit and a way of being and a part of your life, it becomes automatic. And it becomes easier and very appealing. So that's what you're working towards this month. Beautiful Ten of Pentacles, this energy of abundance. We got that fool's gold here with the pyrite, telling you you're creating real gold. And there might actually be some sort of manifestation or a culmination of a manifestation showing up for you. Let me go ahead and pull some more cards for you guys and see what else wants to come through. But yeah, everything I said before. We have this mother who has her arm around her son. Looks like they've gone through difficult times together, but they're still choosing to move forward with love. We have this Ten of Pentacles showing a multi-generational family, including the dogs, who are a representation of that unconditional, lighthearted love with no drama attached to it. And then we have here this Six of Wands, which is telling us to proceed forward. So 2 6s. Oh, sorry, this is 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands. I was going to say 2 6s, but it's not 2 6. We got 6, 7, and 10. So we're moving up. Oh, sorry, the 7 of Wands is about choosing to go the path that you feel called to go on, that feels true to you, right? So this Joker here, he's sitting on the crescent moon by himself, which means that he has some sort of individuality for how he perceives life, right? With the moon, that's about perception. This is about staying strong in your perception of life and trusting it to guide you here. Not going with the current, but going with your current. So Source is asking you, with the 6 of Swords in the water here, go with the current of life that is your current, the current of truth. Okay. So we have here orphaned. Yeah, interesting. So it looks like it's a woman who is wearing a duck mask. That's what it looks like she's wearing. And she's sitting alone at the top of the rocks. That actually goes along, kind of looks like the view of what I created for your choosing the cards part of this reading. I designed it so I chose a silhouette of a tree, and that kind of looks like this here. But in that one, it has more of a beautiful, lighthearted imagery. This one, it's a bit more sad, more difficult. Yes, sometimes it is difficult when we have to go a different route than the people that we related to, or maybe the family that we were born to. If we have a different perspective, sometimes we can feel quite lonely about that, but that's when you have to choose to understand that this is a rite of passage, by the way. Orphan, this is a state of awakening. So there's the isolated state of awakening. I guess people experience many a times, but it's actually a way of life, is what I've come to understand it. And over time, you get more comfortable with the solitude, you get more comfortable with going against the grain, and it's not to rebel against people or society anymore. It's just for your own peace of mind. People who feel like they have to announce it are still probably fighting through their lower limitations, because if you were to see the truth, you would see there's no fight. There's no fight. There's no need to fight nobody. You can just go on your path peacefully, and people will leave you alone. First maybe you're building resilience to the whatever, maybe it's your family or someone who's just disagreed with you and they don't think what you're doing is right. And then after a while, it just becomes more normal. So there might be a bit of a reflection around this of you understanding the importance of going your route and moving through. Again, not taking it so seriously. There might even be a serious conversation this month where someone says, no, you have to be responsible, right? Responsibilities. But they're saying stay calm. Stay calm and stable with the 6 of Swords. Don't worry if people disagree. Just follow your heart. Do not be so easily swayed by the tides of the world. Okay, we have here number 4, beauty. So it looks like you're going to be having a glow up this month. I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. Yes, so that's that beautiful light that's coming through, and we have a very powerful flame that is shining through right now. It feels a little bit more calm than it was in the previous reading that I did. Not as much flickering. It's kind of doing a gentle dance, which I'm enjoying here. But yeah, self-care is going to be important this month. Tune into yourself. Take care of yourself. Your beauty from a spiritual standpoint is not about that surface level beauty of good looks and hitting the genetic jackpots. Beauty from a spiritual perspective is about finding harmony within yourself, finding balance. And we got number 4 for stability again coming through. So 4 sides, 4 corners, square, stability. We got 4 here, stability. So this is about finding stable core within yourself and finding harmony within yourself. When people are at peace with themselves, they're very attractive. They're very attractive. And we're almost drawn to their energy because we're like, wow, how are you so at peace with yourself? Because that's something maybe you're looking for. And it's because of that peace, right? It makes them very attractive. So very beautiful. I love this red that's coming through. So, I'm getting a bit of passion that's coming through for this month. Passion to take care of yourself. We got 4 and we got 5 here. So sequential numbers showing up, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we do. We got 4, 5, 6, 7. It's really cool. But yeah, find that passion to make sure you take care of yourself, prioritize yourself and your well-being. Because you're going to be shining like you're golden this month. Oh, hey, scary. All right, so we have the theme of generosity showing up. So abundance, generosity, 10 of Pentacles, another 4. Awesome. Yeah, so there's some sort of generosity that's coming towards you this month. This could be coming in favors, money, gifts, any, abundance shows up in all forms, in any form. But there's going to be some sort of abundance that is going to be showing up for you this month. And that's because you, my dear, have learned how to turn lemons into lemonade. And you're going to be feeling that joy this month. I don't think you're going to be feeling any kind of orphaned energy. For those of you maybe who feel like you're alone, definitely know that you are not alone. Source is saying find it within yourself to focus on the joy of life and to not take it so seriously, to be detached from the drama, to joke, to develop your sense of humor, and ye shall move forward beautifully. So 40 is the new 30, right? So this is 40 is the new 30, so that's the age of youth, if y'all didn't know. Okay, let me pull a few more cards for you guys for your month of November. Oh, hey. Nice, we got rainbow with the pot of gold, and we got fishing pole. Nice, 2 9s. 2 9s is that Sagittarian energy of optimism. Beautiful. So this fishing pole is connected to self-reliance. This is also about what you consume, right? Sometimes people get so fixed on focusing on their problems, they don't realize that they have the answer already, or they have a way to access the answer. And as long as you go and try to seek, if you are stuck in some sort of situation, you want to figure a way to get out, there's always a way out. That's the beautiful part of life. There's always a way out. And this is going to be a month of focusing on that prosperity, that stability that you're bringing within yourself. We're getting an earth energy theme for this group. This is going to be the month where you're really focusing on bringing in that nourishment and realizing that it's all about your attention. So what you give your attention to is what you ultimately focus on, invest in, put your energy into making, creating, building, and that ultimately is what comes back to you. All right. We have here poetry in motion and providing, connecting with nature, accomplishment, reflection, self-improvement, and capable. Very much a chevron Capricornian energy coming through. It's this energy of capable. And that is what Shravan is. Shravan says here, reasonable, patient, contented. It has this this ability to connect universally and compassionately with others and wish goodwill unto others. Nice. So I think this is going to be quite a focused month for you as far as just energy-wise. Things are going to feel like they're flowing. It's going to feel as though you are ahead of the game. It feels like for this group, it feels like you're going into this month prepared to know what you need to do and how you, whatever it is you need to take care of, you're going to know how to do that for yourself. So that's that 9 Virgo energy. We have here 9 Cancer here. So this is connecting to your emotions, a sense of safety and security, stability within yourself. And funny enough, as far as your safety and security goes, we have here a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. So it says here, wish granted, serendipity, blessing, patience pays off. All right, so this is all the things I said. You know, I am psychic. I feel funny saying that because I feel like what I do is so normal that it doesn't feel like it feels amazing to be a part of. I don't know, it feels amazing, but it doesn't feel like I have superpowers. It just cracks me up. It just feels like I'm a normal person. That's what it feels like. Okay. So we have here blessing. I think you are the blessing. Either you're feeling like the blessing or people are seeing you as a blessing this month is what I'm feeling. But that's because you feel blessed by life and you feel that your life is a blessing. So people see us the way that we see ourselves. So if we feel like our life is a blessing, well, people are probably going to see us as blessings too. Yeah, so there's some abundance, prosperity, or good luck that's coming to you this month. This is something that you've been working really hard towards as far as building strong character and habits for yourself, and it's going to be reflected to you in this month. So awesome for you, group number 1. Let's go ahead and roll the Astro Dice to close out your reading. All right, so yeah, Cancer again, Uranus in the 11th house. Nice. So 11th house is about dreams, aspirations, goals, wishes as well. Kind of wishes in the human way. There's not really a thing as wishes. It's all about manifestation and what level of consciousness we're able to access. And it looks like you're elevating to a beautiful consciousness this month because you got Uranus, which is all about this like intellectual genius energy. It's also about that revolutionary concepts and ideas. And it's connected to the 11th house of network. So there might be some sort of blessing coming to you when it comes to network, help, assistance. But then we also got prosperity and generosity coming through whoever these people are around you. This could be a tribe of some sort that the universe has blessed you with that is offering you some sort of help, assistance, and blessing. But there's definitely care here with a Cancer. So that's about safety, security, and care. So this feels more like a housewarming gift, and that's why I went with the home theme for these readings, because I was sort of getting that homey vibe for all of the groups. But there we go. There's that warmth and care that's coming towards you. There could be some sort of blessing that comes when it comes to the home life. It feels like warmth showing up in the home. You know, if maybe you feel like home life has been a little bit chaotic, this is going to be the month where things kind of magically come together. If there's some sort of project you've been wanting to finish in the house or the home, there's going to be projects that sort of get done, but it's going to be through the help and assistance that comes your way from your community or a network of people who are here to support you. And then the last thing I like to say about this one is that I like to think of the 11th house as a divine network. So this is definitely, you know, Uranus is sort of that alien collective generational energy, but there's like a divine network that's here supporting you, where there's going to be some sort of coincidences that line up this month where you are feeling emotionally connected and you're just feeling all the feels. Feeling all the feels, feeling safe, feeling secure, and not feeling alone in the world. So there's going to be a connection that you're making maybe through other people who are living similar experiences as you. You're going to see people who are able to feel connected to you, or you're going to feel connected to them, or or both, all of it happening at the same time. So that's what I'm seeing for your month of November, group number 1. I will see you guys next time for another reading. Bye. Hey, group number 2, welcome to your reading. Looks like you guys chose Serpentine for your reading for the month of November. I'm going to go ahead and share my notes, reveal the nakshatra card, and then we'll get into what I picked up from your serpentine or tine, and then I'll share whatever information is coming through. So flipping this card over, or actually looking at this card, you guys have the Six of Pentacles. Beautiful. This is this energy of generosity, reciprocity that's coming towards you in the month of November. So that means that what what thou has given, thou shall receive back, is what we're getting for the month of November. So we have here Asta Nakshatra. This is the 13th Nakshatra. This is in 10 degrees to 23 degrees, 20 minutes Virgo. And Asta is connected to that symbolism of the hand. So the hand is connected to our ability to be capable, to be helpful. So this is a month maybe where we're getting help, we're receiving help, and we're also helping others. So there's this nice energy of reciprocity that's coming through. Asta is also because it's ruled by the moon. Asta Nakshatra is a moon nakshatra ruled by the moon, but it also has that influence of Mercury. So it's very thoughtful, right? It's a thoughtful gift giver. It's very thoughtful in terms of its approach to life. Someone who comes to mind when I think of Asta is actually Meghan Markle. And I think a lot of people have criticism towards her as far as how she comes. It just makes me laugh because I understand the criticism, but I think some of it has to do with some energies in her chart. But part of it is that is who she is. Like, that's how she is. She created this show where she's having meals with friends and people are like, oh, what, you think you're the next Betty Crocker? Or who's the other one? The blonde one who created not Meryl Streep, Martha Stewart. You think you're the next Martha Stewart, Meghan Markle. And she has that natural capabilities. I don't know what Martha Stewart has in her chart, but it's still this energy of helpfulness and being able to connect with friends, give thoughtful gifts, being able to make gifts for people. That is that energy of Asta Nakshatra. So this is the month, what I was picking up, because we're having this energy of like receptivity, but we have the energy of Virgo, there's a practicality and a receptivity that's coming through this month. So we're thinking about practical things or approaches for how to do things or accomplish certain things. So if there's any sort of task you're needing to get done in this month, you'll be able to figure it out by sitting down, thinking it over, and just thinking about the step-by-step process for how to go about doing it. And then more importantly, just doing it is going to help you to get through it, get it done. The other energy I was picking up for this group is merriment in the play. So I actually wrote this down. It has it here on this nakshatra card, merriment in the play. So Moon Mercury energy is nice because Mercury is about having fun, right? It likes to have fun. It likes to have those casual conversations. It's not taking life so seriously. And when it's connected to the moon of receptivity, it brings this energy of lightheartedness. So actually, Meghan Markle is often photographed with her celebrity friends, having dinners, going out, doing things. So it brings this energy of merriment and joy and being able to connect with others. And I think that's what this month is going to be showing you. So this is a really good month to reconnect with your joy and to relearn what it is to be joyful. I was also getting, I don't know, it was the meditation. Let's talk about the serpentine here. So I think one of the things I was first getting was Avatar and swimming. So I was hearing kids, and I was hearing, just imagine Finding Nemo and the little turtles, right? The cute little turtles when they're little kids, and they all sound like fun little, cute little kids. And they're all just like going for a ride on the Stingray or something like that. That's the energy I was getting. So it's this energy of being guided and having fun. It's like being on a bus with your school teacher or advisor or mentor, and they're guiding you through this ride. So I feel like this is a month where you're feeling maybe spiritually guided in some way, shape, or form, because it feels very esoteric, as if you feel really close with Source, and you feel like you're really connecting. Oh my goodness, it's a fly. It's a fly. The other thing that's connected to serpentine, this serpentine here, is mentorship and learning, which interestingly enough, Asta is connected to that Moon Mercury energy, which can also be about learning. The reason why Asta is talented is because it's very good at learning different things, learning different techniques, and it's very intuitive, right? So it's like very intuitive with how it knows how to use its hands. It's very intuitive with how it knows how to carve clay. So you got a lot of artists in this nakshatra who are very skillful with anything. It could be playing the piano or playing multiple instruments, or it could be singing and being able to hit different octaves. I think Ariana Grande has this nakshatra. Or it could be someone who is just very versatile whatever it comes to their creative abilities. So if there is a project you're wanting to work on, I feel like you're going to be learning some different approaches this month to how you go about doing it, but it's going to feel like fun learning versus burdensome learning. So just be receptive to however the knowledge wants to come through, whether you're learning from a teacher in a class or you're learning from someone on YouTube. But the other thing I was getting as well was knowledge around joy. I was picking that up from the serpentine, learning how to just enjoy life, learning how to be happy. And then we have that connection to Asta with that merriment in the play. So Asta is also connected to being the sun rays of the sun. You know, the sun is shining bright. Well, the best thing about watching the sun shine or looking at a sunshine, perhaps in a photograph or even painting it, is the beautiful aura of the sun rays. So that's why this nakshatra gives a very benefic energy, because it's this aura, this beautiful aura around the sun. So I feel like you're going to be feeling that warmth of aura. And with that, we can go ahead and start talking about your oracle card design here, which is has a beautiful light filtering through. And it was interesting because actually when I was creating the design, the one thing I was trying to get AI to create for me was a window at the back, and I didn't write it down. I just wrote down, what did I say? Like a warm living room, something like that. But I didn't say anything about a window. But I wanted them to give me one. I was hoping that they were going to create one, and finally they did. Like perfect view of looking through the doorway and straight through that window. So this reminds me of a living room of maybe a grandparent, someone older, more mature, perhaps. It's soothing, but there's like a mature warmth about it. It looks like they took the time to really think about the architecture and what they wanted to go in that room, but it doesn't feel like there's anything being overdone. It feels like there's sort of muted tones throughout the space. We got some plants. So it gives you this energy of cleanliness, a brightness, earthiness as well, without being earthly overbearing, because the tones are more pastel and soft. So I think it's clear that I could have worked for HGTV the way I'm talking about this living room. So funny. I considered doing interior design. I didn't have enough interest. I don't even have enough interest in interiorly designing my own space, honestly, because I'm about the basics, but I do like things to match and have an energy of warmth for sure. But this feels like a living room of grandparents who go in there to read their books and to just enjoy their peaceful time. So maybe that's what this month is going to be. You're going to have that time of solitude to just sort of work on your projects and enjoy your time alone, to have your sip of tea or sip of coffee while reading a book and relaxing, or maybe just having some really nice calm conversations with those around you. But we also have that bookshelf in the back. So maybe you're going to be getting through a book that you've been putting off for some time. All right, let's go ahead and pull some other cards for you and see what else wants to come through in your month of November. Yeah, I think that fly likes the fire here. Oh! Interesting. We got sun rays and we got the Three of Swords. Sun. I said sun rays, but we got the rays around the sun. And then we got the Three of Swords. Okay. And then pull another clarifier for me. Death card. Whoa, that's some serious business. What's going on, group number? What's going on at group number 2? Would you like to tell me? What an interesting spectrum of energies we're picking up. So we got 2 major arcanas. We got the Sun card, the Death card, and then we have a minor arcana with the 3 of Swords. So whatever this heartbreak or disappointment was, it looks like it's being overcome by these major arcanas, where it actually was a transformative experience of having to learn how to let go just to be birthed into a new self-expression within yourself. But I want to get some more clarifications for what this 3 of Swords is. It could be a sort of miscommunication, but we're getting a spectrum of energy. So whatever the problem is, it looks like it gets resolved. Or maybe there's almost a redefining of what this might have been heartbreak in the past, but it's no longer how you would define as heartbreak now. You define it differently now, to the point where you're just like in this sunny mood. Something that used to disappoint you before no longer disappoints you because you're over it and you've learned to move on and let it go. Okay. Tell me more about this 3 of Swords. Oh, look. Phoenix, transformation, eternal soul. Oh, very cool. So this is a month of you emerging beautifully. And it's aging you backwards. It's helping you to feel a lot more youthful. You know, whatever painful experiences you feel like you've been going through, group number 2, I just want to give you some props and some accolades here in reflecting to you how you've been really doing yourself due diligence. Is that how do I use that word? You've been doing yourself justice by putting this work into yourself, and you've been going through some sort of intense transformation. So November is a Libra, Scorpio for Vedic astrology. So there's this sort of scorpionic energy transformation, but it looks like it's weird because it's almost like this time around, I don't know, maybe this time year, maybe you were in a painful place, but what I'm hearing is that this year, it's going to be different. Things are going to look very, very different because of, I don't know, whatever work you've been consistently putting into yourself, whatever deep transformation that you've been going through. So it says here, the end is just a beginning. Ooh, that's nice. That's a mic drop moment for sure. That is a powerful pull. Yeah, so it looks like this group has been going through some beautiful spiritual ascension within themselves. Here, you know, Serpentine is pretty intense. I do get some spiritual esoteric, and I reference Avatar, and that movie is essentially about consciousness. At least the first one was. It's about consciousness and us living in avatars in these human forms and human bodies. But it looks like you've been able to transform and transcend some sort of obstacle that in this period of time you'll be celebrating. And maybe it will be showing up outside of you, but not inside of you. And it won't be affecting you. And it's like an accomplishment here. Really nice. Okay. We got here, breathe, 29. So this is going to be important for this month for you to move through with calmness. You know, 3 of Swords also takes us to mental health, you know, when we're not feeling replenished inside. This is the advice for what's going to help you to stay harmonized and connected to that sun inside of you. I just heard Michio Kushi in my head. So Michio Kushi, he is he's essentially a spiritual teacher, but he also teaches about like eating, food, macrobiotics, but he also teaches about consciousness as well. And I don't know, maybe there's something about embodying the kind of energy, the kind of optimism that he lived his life with. Turning on the light is what I'm hearing. Okay, let me see what else I'm picking up from this card. I got 9, 3, 6... 13, 19, oh no, 10, yeah, 19. Okay, so we got 29. Oh, so we got 3 9s going on. That's nice. Yeah, so the Serpentine, this also brings me back to the Oracle card design. It kind of gives me that vibe of this very calming energy inside here. There might be, what I've been picking up in these collective monthly readings is that sometimes there's things happening in the world. It's not happening inside of us, but it's happening in the world. And it almost, depending on your level of stability inside, it either affects you a lot or it doesn't affect you at all. But we are going through a series of tests as a collective, and they're big hitter tests. They're building blocks. They're builders. They're here to build you and help you transcend certain things. But it looks like there might be an external issue showing up. It's happening around the mentality. And I forgot to talk about the transits that were going to be happening this month. But one of the transits that there's going to be a Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius to Scorpio starting from November 9th to 29th. So this might be the Mercury retrograde showing up here. We also have Saturn is retrograding in Pisces until November 27th. That's going to be cool. So it's going to shift forward. So that might be the reset you'll be feeling, maybe towards the end of the month especially. And Rahu is going to be entering into a new nakshatra, which is going to be Shatta Bishak on November 24th. Ooh, something's going to happen. You know why I say that? Because Rahu's in Saturn sign, and Saturn is in Pisces, and Saturn's going to move forward. And that just feels like there's a ripple effect. And Jupiter is going to be going retrograde in Cancer. So multiple retrogrades showing up. Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury. So Saturn, Jupiter, big hitters. Oh, and those are big structure planets. So it's a relearning of some sort of lesson that's coming. It's a relearning. We're having to relearn something. Okay. Well, that's been a common theme in a lot of these pick a card readings, is us relearning certain things that we had to understand before. But learning how to detach from it more and more, it helps you to move forward, move on. All right, so let's see what else wants to come through for you guys in your month of November. We have here study. Okay, there we go. Reminder of that theme of learning. We got another 3 here, and another 6, and another 9. 9, 9, 9. Okay, and then we get the 13 in the death cards, the 3 here as well. So that's the trine. Mind, body, and spirit. Right here. Mind, body, and spirit. There's something coming this month. It feels collective. Okay, especially with that Jupiter and Saturn retrograde, Mercury retrograde. That feels collective, but it feels like you can move through it unaffected. And you could observe it and just watch it without it, needing to disrupt you in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, definitely don't worry about it because it's a learning moment. This is where you can use this. You get that Moon Mercury energy. You can learn how to be receptive to the right messages. And this is important. I try to teach this on my other channel, is that we are sponges, but we're also conscious sponges. So we soak up whatever it is that we seek. So you can soak up light if you seek light. You can soak up shadow if you want to seek shadow. It's really up to you. And there's something coming through about soaking up I'm not going to say right information. I'm going to say whatever you soak up determines your state here. So you can soak up information that is really disturbing to your inner state, or you can soak up information that's really uplifting to your inner state, depending on you. And if it's the right information, or if it's a harmonizing, truthful information, it's going to harmonize you. So you're going to feel at peace. You're going to feel wise. You're going to feel at peace. You're going to feel wise. Interesting. Nice. We got another Shakti transformation. So you're getting some light codes this month. We got Shakti energy coming through. We have the sun rays. We have Shakti transformation number 45. Nice. So you're getting some sort of Shakti elevation. This is like a Kundalini promotion of this sort. Might be showing up for you in this month of November. So Scorpio This might be the second part of Scorpio, or second, maybe December. But Scorpio has Jyeshtha Nakshatra, and Jyeshtha Nakshatra is connected to that Kundalini energy and learning how to master it better. But when we learn how to master our inner Kundalini energy, when we master our own energy, the energy is a lot more calm. It's not as unstable. When she has light rays shining from around her, and that was what I noticed around this woman too. She had like those rays around her. So you're emanating the light, therefore you attract it. Really cool. Okay, let's go ahead and close out your reading, group number 2. Okay, we got another 9 as well. So that's about optimism. That's about knowledge. What knowledge you soak up. 3 and 6 adds up to 9. It's like knowledge, higher learning. Moon Capricorn in the 10th house. Awesome. We got a moon there. Love it when that happens. Okay, so we got Dharma, life purpose, and your contribution. Capricorn energy. So this is the healer. This is actually the energy. If you want to check out group number 1, this is the same energy. They had like a moon Capricorn energy coming up. So this is about being receptive, wise, mature. And this is also about, again, what I said before, this is about understanding the importance of what you're consuming and you're absorbing, and to understand that you are in control. You are in control not by controlling it or forcing it. You're actually in control by surrendering it. You can choose what you receive. So now people say, oh, I'm an empath. I'm very sensitive to the world. Yeah, we're all sensitive to the world, right? But there's fragility and then there's strength. Fragility is like, oh, I'm so sensitive. I can't interact with people or engage in the world, or I can't function. That's fragility. Strength is I'm receptive, I'm sensitive, and that helps me to navigate the world, not hide away from it. Though I do spend a lot of time in solitude. So it's like we're not hiding from the world, we're just learning how to filter out, right? So this is a really good month for you to understand how your filter works. Mental health. How does your mental state change depending on what it is you're receiving internally? Moon is mind. What are you receiving? And this is a month to receive strength, stability. What keeps you harmonized, strong, stable, steady in life and does not rock you. So you will be feeling quite strong, stable, mature this month, and feeling willing and able to handle. And you're also going to be feeling flexible, adaptable, right? The moon is very adaptable. It's very fluid. It's about cycles. You're going to be feeling quite fluid and adaptable to certain circumstances while maintaining an inner core truth. Core strength is what I meant to say. Yeah, and earth signs are always about strength. So very, very strong, mentally strong month for you. Group number 2. And I think this has something to do with there might be some things showing up around you, but they won't affect you. You may just be observing them. And it'll be a learning opportunity for you to just see how the world responds and how you respond differently after you've been doing all this deeper inner work within yourself. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that group number 2. Like, subscribe to support. I will see you guys next time for another reading. Bye. Hey, group number 3, welcome to your reading. So it looks like you guys chose the Botswana, and the reason why I named it Botswana is because it's named after your crystal, which is the pink Botswana specifically. And that is also what inspired the Oracle card design. So first I'm going to go ahead and reveal this card to you, talk about this card, the nakshatra card that got chosen. Then we'll connect that to the scrying with your pink Botswana and the Oracle card design. So you guys got the 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords. 3 of Spades, 3 of Swords. And when we flip it around to look at what nakshatra is connected to it, you got Purnavasu. It's very interesting that the 3 of Swords is connected to Purnavasu. Purnavasu is 20 degrees Gemini to 3 degrees Cancer. This is where Jupiter is right now, what it's transiting. And Jupiter has been there since mid-August, and it's going to be there until mid-June of next year. It's going to move forward and retrograde in it, I think, multiple times. What's interesting is that you guys got the Three of Swords, and Purnavasu is connected to good again, finding the light again, returning to the light, and returning to the light stronger. So this Three of Swords is talking about creating mental stability, not mental harm. It's actually about mental stability, not mental harm. Now, I went into depth about Purnavasu in my video on my other channel, Soul Awakening, with Shantia. And I talked about how Purnavasu is a mixture of energy. You know, it's not just this positive energy. We like to think, well, you know, when Jupiter's in its own nakshatra, surely it's going to be so benevolent. Or when it's in the Cancer side, surely it's going to be exalted. However, it's not, you know, studying all the planets through transits, it's never the case. Every nakshatra, every planet, every transit is designed to teach you something. And Purnavasu is challenging you to find the light in the darkness, right? Purnavasu is about connected to learning. So Three of Swords, mental health. This is also about learning. What we receive. So life is painful if our mental health is painful. Life is more beautiful if our mental health is beautiful. It all depends, right? So this is the 7th nakshatra. I think that's a very nice number. And I think that's very fitting that the 7th nakshatra is the first Jupiter nakshatra in all of the 27 nakshatras. This energy is also connected to Jupiter, Mercury, and Moon. It's ruled by Jupiter, but then you have the influence on the Gemini side of Mercury and on the Cancer side of Moon. So it's very good at receiving and learning, right? Moon and Mercury are both the mind. Jupiter is about that guru teacher and that knowledge and insight and expansion. So this is about expanding the mind, expanding the learning. And usually those who learn a lot are those who learn what does not work a lot, make lots of mistakes in life, see what doesn't work. So check out that video if you want to understand the depth of Purnavasu here. So what I have in my notes as well is that this is going to be a month for you to remember the importance of mental health and what keeps you calm. And staying calm, being intentional with your calm energy, because this is what's going to determine whether you can experience that peace or not. And the advice is definitely to take it easy this month. The pink Botswana, this is actually my nurturing crystal energy. I've seen like a mother holding her baby. And that was the vibe I was getting. I was getting this energy of the fold. And like, just remind yourself, think of yourself wrapped up in a blanket burrito. Like wrapped up so comfortably. That's what I'm getting for this month, is going to be a learning experience for you, as well something that they're encouraging you to do is to make sure you're creating an energetic sense of safety, security, and calm around you. That's not tied to anything external. This is something that they're encouraging you to create within yourself, because there might be something showing up that could rock it this month. But if you are able to create that inner stability within yourself, it won't rock it that much. So I forgot to talk about this at the beginning of the video, but we have a Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and Saturn is retrograde until it goes forward. And then Rahu is entering into next nakshatra, which is Shatabi Shak, which is its own nakshatra. So there might be a particularly heightened energy, mental energy, at the end of the month. But in general, with that Mercury retrograde, Jupiter, Saturn retrograde, there might be some sort of challenge that is showing up mentally that is going to be on a collective level. There may be some collective things showing up. You might see some people getting really upset during this period, but your calm, that inner stability within you, is going to determine if it affects you the same. All right, let's go ahead and pull some cards for you guys. See what else wants to come through. All right, group number 3, let's go ahead and pull some cards. My phone surprisingly died. Thought I had enough battery, but maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, let's see what wants to come through for you. Okay, I think that kind of wanted to come out. We got the Judgment card. And let's see what else wants to come through for your month of November. Seven of Swords, Strength card. Nice. I don't remember what I said. I'm sorry, I had to pause and take a break, so I don't remember all of what I said for this group. Something about comfort, right? Okay. So we have the Judgment card, the Seven of Swords, and we have the Strength card. So without question, part of your advice is to be strong and to not partake too much in the hoopla or the distractions around you. Definitely a card that is encouraging you to focus on your mental health. So being human, part of being human means being in the matrix, in a space that is full of distortions and distractions of the reality of life and how things work. So they're asking you to exercise your own personal judgment about what to believe and what not to believe. Anything that's taking away from your strength here is probably distorting the image. So there's going to be something about distorting the image and a challenge around that. And there's a choice you're being called to make where you focus on your mental health and self-care. So Pranavasu is maternal. It's about nourishment. It is about being content. It gives a personality trait of someone who's very caring and quite sensitive. So if you're feeling sensitive this month, that's good. Sensitivity is always a great thing. This is just about learning how to navigate it in a way that is helpful and healthful to us. So this is about the nourishment that we receive. So there might be some sort of distractions. You know, Judgment card energy is giving me a little bit of collective distractions with that Jupiter-Saturn retrograde that we're having in this month. So there might be things on the news or things that people are talking about. There might be just a wave of confusion or challenges, mental challenges that's showing up this month. But you have all the strength within you to move through. And it's interesting that the Strength card has a woman, right? You know, people always refer to men in strength, but I think it's very interesting that for one, earth signs are feminine and they're about building strength and foundations. And we have here a feminine in the Strength card. So that's telling you that your vulnerability, your sensitivity is what makes you strong, because these are traits that help us to become adaptable to day-to-day life, to not be so rigid and fixed. Rigidity makes us weak because it's like glass. If you drop it, it can shatter if it's too rigid. But if it's pliable like wax, you can remold it, you can reshape it, it can adjust to the circumstances. So this is going to be a month where you're being called to adjust to some sort of circumstances. You're being called to overcome. Let me go ahead and pull some more cards for you guys to see what else wants to come through for your month of November. Yeah, and the tiger, the lion here, tiger. The lion is also supposed to be a representation of something. Oh, by the way, I did not see, that's what I skipped. I took that pause and I forgot what I did not talk about. And I forgot to talk about the oracle card design for you. But it's interesting that you guys got a very feminine oracle card design. It looks very feminine, you know, with the chandelier and the pink references. It feels very feminine, even with the vases and the shapes. It reminds me of a woman's hips. So again, it's actually leaning into your femininity, your sensitivity, and your caring energy that's going to help you to be pliable when it comes to any sort of distractions or distortions that may show up in your reality. The lion is also a representation of that inner roar within us. You know, the lion is fierce. It has primal instincts. And Purnavasu is also about primal instincts. And what we have in us is primal instincts. When things upset us, we get upset. If, you know, sometimes our primal instinct says to scream, to yell, to stomp, you know, to do all kind of things. But that's the difference between someone who operates on a lower consciousness and someone who operates on a higher consciousness is how they respond. In that response, it's something that we're developing in each lifetime, where we're learning how to develop a thicker spiritual shield. And we're learning how to not be so reactive in the world. but instead we're learning how to be more receptive and fluid with experience. We're having a sense for what to say, what to do in the moment. We're not being marked by fears. Oh, sorry, I just noticed my cord because my phone is on the charger here. You'll see my cord. And hopefully it won't die. I don't know how well this is going to hold up for me. Looking at the pink Botswana oracle card, inspired oracle card design, this is giving me this energy of elegance. This is your inner state that they're wanting you to embrace for this month. They want you to create an inner state of elegance. And part of what makes one elegant is their intelligence. Intelligence makes one elegant. So you'll find that a lot of air signs particularly can be quite elegant when it comes to their choice, their taste in beauty, right? Libra energy. When it comes to the finer things in life, they've researched it, they understand symmetry, they understand patterns on an intellectual level, and this is what helps them to be able to create something beautiful in a physical space. But this particular space looks very harmonized, very balanced, very Libra energy. So that's what's going to be important moving through this month, is to stay very nice and centered in balance, just like that flower arrangement sitting on the glass table. Stay very centered and enjoy. Enjoy your experiences. Enjoy the book that you're reading. Take your time. Enjoy the show that you're watching, the cup of tea that you're drinking. Enjoy these little things, and your inner world will not be disruptive. Pranavasu is also an avid reader. Pranavasu natives are avid readers. Okay, we have 6 Taurus and Mkara, unconditional love, and we have Dynamite, 5 Leo. We got a connection to Leo with the Strength card. Yeah, so they're asking you to find a way to ignite that fire and flame. You might feel that your fire, flame, or passion, just like this power flame that we got here on the candle today, is being ignited in this month of November. And this is what helps you to focus on what to do and what not to do. This energy, this vitality, this willpower inside of you is going to help you to know what it is you need to do and what you don't need to do. And fire signs, for sure, they always get things done, especially if someone has a Mars and a fire sign. They're very good at getting it done, getting things done, being focused. Mars is exalted in Capricorn because it's more balanced. So that means someone thinks of their long-term actions and consequences and how they affect other people before acting, whereas a Mars in Aries might want to act right away before thinking about the consequences to how it's going to impact them or someone else. With this 6 Taurus energy and an Mkara, we have this reference to unconditional love. It says romance. I've redefined romance. Romance is between us and divine. And this is an eternal romance. This isn't based off of performative relations, how someone treats you if they bought you flowers or paid for dinner. This is an eternal romance that is between you and divine. It's free 99. That's the beautiful thing about it. But it does take genuine work, consistency to grow. But it's free. It's available to you any point in time for you to check into. So you might be feeling that connection here. We also have here soulmates and best friends. So there may be people who you're feeling connected to in this month of November, who you are bonding with, connecting with, appreciating. They're appreciating you. What I also find is interesting is that sometimes we energetically, we're not a match for people. Even if, let's say we've been friends for a long time, right? Sometimes we're not energetically a match for people because they're in a different space and place in their life. This Botswana Oracle card design, though, is telling me that you know exactly where your space is and place is in life. Group number 3. And it looks like you've carved out your space and place in life. That's the beautiful thing about it. You made life your own. And I think that is definitely what they're encouraging you to do. And we also have that connection to the earth sign again. Look at that. Sensuality 21. So this card says, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. So this is talking about that feminine energy and this pliable fluidity that we have that makes us adaptable to all situations. Freedom flowing. So that's telling you that freedom flows. It's not something that you take for yourself. It's not something you dig for. It's just something you flow into. Here, and it looks like we have a woman. She looks like a mermaid, and she looks like she has some shells around her ears, like she's listening to some music. All right, so this is definitely giving me this energy of Pisces. The color itself is giving me more, I don't know, maybe Gemini? But we got a mermaid here, so it's very Pisceing, and if you flip the 1 and 2, you get 12. 12th house, or the 12th zodiac sign. So sensuality is about connecting to your body and connecting to your sensibilities as well, flowing with life. And this is what's going to help you to enjoy the experience. So it's nice. I feel like there's, in this month, you're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy. You're going to laugh. You're going to dance. You're going to play. And that has a lot to do with you just focusing on what it is that is most important, which is self-care, and not getting distracted by whatever is going on out there in the world. Ooh, must drop that. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through for you guys. So we got 5, 6, 7. Cool. 1 and 2. We got another 5 here and a 3. Another 6 and a 1. Gaia Earth and Hera Alliance. Yeah, so the Hera Alliance is also about that divine alliance that we have to Source here, 2-0. So when we ally, we make divine our ally. When we align with them, we find that circumstances, people, and situations align with us. So if there's an alliance to prioritize, it's definitely the one that we have with divine. That's the best kind of alliance you can have, because then you will never have any shortage of wisdom or insight that will help you, to guide you, to inform you on things you need to do. You'll find that your instincts are a lot more on point as far as what you're being called to do. And then we have this Gaia Earth, Mother Earth. So there's a support of Mother Earth that's coming through for you, helping you to feel stable within yourself during this month. But then we're also getting that nurturing energy here from Gaia Mother Earth, and you connecting to the earth within you. So you are made of earth. You know, as far as, you know, whatever your birth chart looks like, it doesn't matter if you have earth signs, you're made of earth. So therefore you have a strong connection to it. And it's when we're able to remember who created us, Mother Earth created us, this form, when we make peace with it, we make peace with being here on earth, then our life becomes peaceful. If we're resisting it, and we don't honor our body, we don't take care of ourselves, we don't take care of our mental health, then things can start unraveling. So it's very important to create a loving partnership with Mother Earth. And sometimes people they dissociate, or they compartmentalize too much, where they're frustrated with humanity, but they don't understand that Mother Earth created humanity. So, you know, it's understandable to be frustrating about the world and its condition and the frustrations of life. But if we make it our enemy, then we will not have peace here. You essentially disintegrate your peace when you don't make peace with being here in your body. So there's something about that coming through for this month. Make peace with it. Make peace with the situation. That's the advice that's coming through. And we have here Round and Round, number 25. Yeah. So the round and round is about the patterns that we live in, we experience. We experience them in lifetimes. We experience them in this current lifetime. We experience repetitive patterns. And it's through facing those repetitive patterns. By the way, Purna Vastu is about cycles. So it's about patterns as well, and has that connection to Gemini energy. So it's particularly thought patterns and mindsets, and Three of Swords as well, right? So it's these sort of negative thought mindset patterns that keep us stuck in a wheel. So you can see this spiral is going out, and I've heard people talk about the spiral, and they've said that it's not a good thing, like a Fibonacci sequence or something like that, because it means you're giving your life force energy to something external. And what I do teach on this channel, and what I've taught to teach, is to remind people to regenerate their life force energy and give it back to themselves so they are not depleted. So part of the reason why we experience repetitive patterns is because we're giving our attention to outside problems that have nothing to do with us. In fact, the outside problems disappear when we ourselves come back to ourselves. And that goes for everybody. We can think we're separate from the world. We're not separate. It's just that we're all living our own hologram of reality, and depending on how we tune into it will determine how we feel. So if you tune into that inner peace and you regenerate your life force energy, your mental health will be fine. It'll be great. It'll be good. No need to worry. All right, let's go ahead and roll the Astro Dice, and we'll go ahead and close out your reading, group number 3. And yeah, I like that you guys got Three of Swords. So 3 and 2, I think, are your numbers. 2 is about creating that balance and that harmony. We got lots of 5s too. So that's about embracing change, being pliable to change, not fighting it. And 3 is that mind, body, and spirit, which ultimately helps to create the trine inside of you that's strong. Nice. I was talking about Mars. We got Mars Sagittarius in the 8th house. So Mars is in its own house, and it's in a fire sign. Willpower. Yeah. So this month is going to be about you focusing on that beautiful, intense, transformative willpower inside of you to learn and to transcend. So how we transcend is we receive higher knowledge, and then we apply and embody it. And the knowledge is repetitive. So our problems are easily solvable. In fact, they disappear when you just apply the knowledge that divine gives you. And you get immediate feedback through your body. So if you eat something and your stomach hurts, that's immediate feedback. If you go to a certain place and something feels really off, or your energy feels off, that's immediate feedback for you to apply as well. So that's going to be the final advice for you, group number 3, is to embrace that transformative willpower. This is definitely an internal experience because it's happening in the 8th house. So this is about that inner, deeper journey that you're having within yourself. And we're diving deep for knowledge and truth here. So if you focus on the truth here, 7 of Swords is about deception, but Judgment card is about that calling, being called to something higher, that higher knowledge, that trumpeting. If you listen to the higher knowledge and the trumpet from the angels and divine, you will not be misdirected. So focus your willpower on that. And as you're digging deep into the oceans, you're going to be connecting to deeper and deeper conscious states where you're understanding you're connecting more with yourself. You're connecting with your sensual nature. Mars in 8th house can also give a very sensual nature as well. But you're connecting to that sensual nature, and you're flowing with life as opposed to fighting it. Yeah. So Mars in the 8th house is also very focused. Sagittarius is the arrow, so this is a really good month to be very focused on focusing on the truth. So this is about discernment. This is about cutting through the BS. So as you're learning certain things, whatever is distracting you or distorting your energy, when you focus on truth, everything will harmonize and come back together, and then you won't be distracted or distorted any longer. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Group number 3, like, subscribe to support, and I will see you guys next time for another reading. Bye.